So now let me tell you the story of the biggest change I ever did for a New Year's resolution. And I didn't start it on New Year's. I actually started it 2 weeks into January. It was 5 years ago. It'll be 5 years ago in 2 weeks. And I was miserable. I had a lot of body aches and pains. I thought that it was just because I was getting older. I was 49 years old and I had just survived 1 year. 2018 was the worst year of my life. And then 2019 was really a year of reevaluating everything that I had left after 2018. Emotionally, physically, monetarily, like you name it. I spent 2019 just kind of reevaluating where I was. So at the beginning of 2020, I was like, you know what, I need to do something. And I was in a lot of pain and I had tried different diets and I was gaining all sorts of weight and everyone kept saying it was just perimenopause. And a friend of mine who has fibromyalgia said, why don't you try giving up sugar? And of course, my response to that was like, who does that? Who in their right mind gives up sugar? I mean, there's sugar in everything. Like, how do you even think about doing that? And she said, just try it, see if it works. And if it doesn't work, then no harm, no foul, but give it a month. Just give it 1 month. I dare you. I took that dare. I can be stubborn. So I did. I gave up sugar. And the first week that I did that, I realized that there's a lot of hidden sugars and things that I didn't really know about. So I downloaded a carb tracker because I wanted to track and see what things had sugar in it that I wasn't aware of or what things would turn to sugar. And I learned a lot in that. Now, mind you, I've been hypoglycemic since I was 18 years old. In fact, I had a blood sugar crash one time that threw me down a flight of stairs, and it's been a thing I've had to deal with my entire life. So going to no sugar at all was scary. I mean, I am used to carrying snacks with me and always having a bag of nuts or candies or something to just kind of recover that sugar quickly because I would be driving and all of a sudden there'd be a sugar crash. So I was very nervous about this. But I was going on a business trip for 2 weeks and I knew that if I absolutely had to have a snack, I could keep it in my bag and keep it with me and eat something. I just made sure that the snacks I brought with me didn't have any sugar in it. I made sure I brought nuts. I made sure I brought like Slim Jims and beef jerky and things like that. So anyways, I did this and I gave it a shot. And 2 weeks into doing this, I lost over 20 pounds. So apparently I'd been carrying around a lot of inflammation. And then 2 weeks after that, it was actually about, I would say it was actually about 10 days after I started this. My arthritis that I had had since I was 10 years old went away, completely went away. Well, I would say that it went from a pain level of an 8 or a 9 to a 3. And I didn't even know I was at an 8 or a 9 until it was a 3. And that made me feel like, oh my gosh, I don't ever want to feel that way again. Like, I was like, I'm not even 50 and I didn't need to feel this way. So I added to it. I kept the sugar low. My friends call it Carrie Ann Keto. My name is Carrie Ann. And they call it Carrie Ann Keto because I don't really do keto. I don't track macros. I'm not logging everything that I eat like I used to. I would log things just to keep an idea as to what it was I was eating. But the truth is I wasn't really stressing about it. But I added to it. I would, and when my watch would go off and say, you need to stand, I would go down to the basement of my office and I would run in place 100 steps. And then I increased that to 400 steps. And then I would walk during my lunch break and I would walk and walk and walk. And then I set a goal saying, well, you know what? Here it is. I'm going to be turning 50 in a year. So I want to lose 50 pounds by my 50th birthday. And I did. I did just that. I turned 50 and now again, mind you, this is also COVID. This was in 2020 because I'm going on 5 years now. So that made things interesting too because I had a little bit of control over what I could buy for groceries, but a lot of what I had to make was based on the ingredients that I had in my home, and my family certainly wasn't going to be going sugar-free. So it made it very difficult for me to hold on to and maintain. But I had such a tremendous difference in the way I felt that I was inspired to stick with it. And now I realize that if I have anything with sugar in it, and most of the times it's something that, it's not that I'm cheating on things, it'll be that I just didn't know. But what'll happen is I'll swell up, and my fingers will swell up, and I have a visitor peeking in on me. And my fingers will swell up, and I will have a bad reaction to that. And so that's something that does happen. So yeah, so I stick with it, and I'm going on 5 years now, and I feel great. I kept all the weight off, and sometimes I'll have some sushi with some rice. Not very often. Sometimes I'll have a potato chip because I miss it. This past Christmas, I actually cheated a little bit more than I normally do, and I regretted it, but I actually did it on purpose because I want to be reminded of just how lousy I felt before. And it doesn't really take very much. I mean, like one Christmas cookie and I can't bend my fingers. So I've had that much of a reaction at this point. I do realize that not everybody has the same reaction as I do. And I do realize that it's probably an autoimmune disorder. I've asked the doctor multiple times. They've done all sorts of tests. They said that it's probably one of many autoimmune diseases that they might never know exactly what it is. They can't explain to me why I have this reaction. But yeah, so that was my biggest New Year's resolution. And no, I did not start it on the day after, on the first day of the year, because I'm stubborn like that. I don't want anybody telling me when I have to start something. So I waited until I had the guts to do it. I waited until just before I left for a business trip so that I could have a little bit more control over what I ate and what I had with me and what I could do. And yeah, it was quite the event. So yeah, so I'm sugar free. So all these people keep telling me, oh, it's your blood pressure, it's your blood sugar. No, I'm an intuitive. I've been this way my whole life. Like this is not, this isn't some medical episode that I'm dealing with. I'm good. I see a doctor regularly. I'm good. But yeah, so if any of you want to have give it a shot and want some support, you're welcome to message me. It's not been easy. I'm not going to lie. There are many of birthday cake I've had to say no to, and chocolates and candies and cookies. And I miss potatoes. I love potatoes. It's really hard to eat just one French fry just so you can get the taste. That's sad, but I do it because I really don't want to feel lousy. And so, yeah, that's my greatest resolution that I ever did for myself, and I've never regretted it once.